Hey guys, are we live? I thought I went live yesterday and I talked for about 20 minutes and I was live, but something happened. Something didn't work out right. So as I saw a few people, there was no communication going on, and it turns out that my live had stopped for whatever reason. Let's see what's going on here. I'm gonna bring up my desktop, that way I can...
These mushrooms.
Pardon me. Poop, what a greeting. Poop spaghetti howdy. Man, I imagine there was some poop spaghetti going on this morning. All right, give me a second, guys. Hey, Paulio, how are you, my friend? Let's see. Jay says he has a swollen tongue, but is awake this morning. So everything is good, right? Everything's stable. Sniper's here. Sniper says, Grand Risings, Eric and Jace. Jace waves at Polio. Polio's waving back. Thanks for coming in, guys. I hope everyone's having a good day so far. It's 5 a.m. for me. Let's see. Jace says, yeah, he is stable. Awesome. I'm happy to hear that. Still sending out prayers, though. So I'm going to read from Course in Miracles, Teacher's Manual, as well as, man, I came across this my morning. I talk about contemplative reading. Hey, Hugh, how are you? Let's see. He says, why would God let, I don't know, what do you mean, Miley? Here's the thing. Every so often, I'm asked the question, why would God let, followed by whatever thing that we despise, whatever thing we hate, whatever thing that we think is a tragedy. And of course, I don't have ultimate answers. Who does? But here is the take from not just A Course in Miracles, but yogic psychology and Buddhist psychology as well. God doesn't allow anything that we do. God doesn't let children starve. God doesn't let children be hurt. We do. Why do we give this responsibility to God? God created the ability for us to feed every single child. Every single starving child can be fed in this moment, right now. God did not create children to suffer. We allow it to happen. We allow it to happen because we think that we are small and separate from God. We think that, well, God's will is for suffering to happen. No, we can prevent suffering. We can end suffering. We can stop suffering. But we continue to let it go. We continue to let it happen. Do you want to stop whatever it is that you're saying there, Hugh? Do you want to stop it? Go within, change your mind and how you view the world, change your mind how you perceive the world, end the projection of hate, fear, unkindness, and the world will change. There you go. Polio says, Eric just had some breakfast, better night's sleep last night. I'm glad you had a better night's sleep. Hey, Goga. Goga says, good morning, Eric and everyone. Good morning to you, my friend. Hey, this is Wednesday. there's a yoga class today, right? On Wednesdays. What is the subject for today's class, Goga? Sniper says, send a love to Goga. He says if he can create, he can destroy. Why wouldn't he simply destroy evil? He didn't create this world, not the world that we perceive. We created this world. If you wanted something different, if you want to eradicate evil in your mind, eradicate evil in your thoughts, eradicate evil in your heart. And that's an illusion anyway. See through the illusion and you change the world. Don't seek to change the world. Seek to change how you perceive the world. If you perceive it, it's not God's problem, it's your problem. God perceives love. God perceives only love because God is imperfect love, is perfect love. How can perfect love create anything that is imperfect? It's an impossibility. If you want a different world, create a different world. But evil is real, it's not just in my mind. How do you know? Of course it's in your mind. If you perceive it, it's in your mind. The concept of evil is in your mind. And everyone else's. Here's what you can control. You can control how you perceive the world. And you do that by ending your projection. Go within, find the eternal and infinite source of love, and live from there. Sniper says Elon said 6 years ago now that he would wipe out feed the starving with a portion of his profits. And you know what? He made during the, not to get political, in the election, he made $70 billion through this election cycle. Jace says, hey Ian, how are you? Goga says, Jace sending hugs, hope it gets better. Roulette and Prophet Stop says, how do? Hello, my friend. Hey, Wendy. How are you, my friend? How are you feeling? So it says, Jace. Oi, oi, oi. Polio says, love from the heart. Love from the heart. Absolutely, my friend. Dolingo says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you, my friend. So let me read real quick. This is from A Course in Miracles. And then I want to read from Thomas Merton. Thomas Merton's book, New Seeds of Contemplation, has been my morning reading of late. So, it is not the function of God's teachers to evaluate the outcome of their gifts. It is merely their function to give them. Once you have done that, you have also given the outcome, for that is the part of the gift. No one can give if he is concerned with the result of giving. I love that. No one can give if he is concerned with the results of his giving. So if you give only love, that means you cannot be concerned with the results of your giving. That is the outcome that belongs to God. That's what the Bhagavad Gita says. You are entitled to your actions, but not the fruitions of your action. You are entitled to giving your gifts, and your gift is always love, but you are not entitled to the results of those gifts. The result is always certain when you surrender them to God. So that is the limitation of the giving itself, and neither the giver nor the receiver would have that gift. Trust is an essential part of giving. In fact, it is the part that makes sharing possible, the part that guarantees the giver will not lose but only gain. Who gives a gift and then remains with it, to be sure it is used as the giver deems appropriate? Such is not giving, but imprisoning. So when you give freely, give openly, give lovingly, and then allow those gifts to manifest in the world the way they're supposed to. Don't always go about saying, I think of Goga in his classes. When Goga's doing his class, he is giving his gift of creativity, his knowledge, he's giving it away. But he doesn't go to every single YouTube channel and say, nope, that's not the way to do it. That's not the way to do it. He empowers. Giving a gift empowers people. Here's the gift that we can give everyone. Your kindness, your openness, your creativity, your lovingness. Give those freely and watch it manifest in the world. That's from the Course of Miracles, guys. Stuart says, Goga brother. Polio says, I need to read a lot more appropriate books. Here's what I'd love to do. Contemplative reading, where you just read a few passages from what could only be called a holy texture. It could be the Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads, it could be the Bible, it could be something like New Seeds of Contemplation, of Course of Miracles, from Buddhism, Dhammapada, whatever it is. Hey, Dottie, and just read and let the words sink in. Don't try to understand it. Think of it as if planting a seed and allowing those seeds, that intent, to manifest in your life. So I do it when I wake up. I do it before I go to bed. Wendy says, I'm not too good. I have a tooth out yesterday, and my right hip is pure agony. How are you? I'm sorry, Wendy. Stuart mentioned that your hip was hurting yesterday. Prayers to you, my friend. And as Sniper said, Cosmic ordered swift recovery, Wendy. Thank you, Sniper. Stuart says, Yogi, Yogi, Yogi. Oi, oi in the chat. Hugh says, it's not our minds, they're literally doing it. But everything takes place in your mind. Everything you see is a perception created in the mind. Change it and change the world. Don't be part of the problem any longer. Be part of the solution. Change how you perceive the world, and the world changes. Otherwise, you just keep living with what you see. When you change how you perceive the world, when you're extending yourself as love, the world begins to change. If you don't, it just continues on, and you're viewing the problem as out there. In the history of the world, have we ever changed out there? Never. Never, never, never. And it will never happen. You cannot be offended enough to end what you hate. You can't. However, you can be part of the love that changes everything. But it only begins with each person. Sniper says, how much did the losing party spend on promotional advertising? A lot. A lot. Enough that would end world starvation. So prayers to you, my friend Wendy. Dottie says, morning squirrel. Dottie, how are you this morning? Hey guys, we talked about this last night. Dottie hid her channel for a bit, for a good reason. And now she's back, but she lost all of her subscribers. She went from, I forget how many he said, I think it was 300 and something, to 10. So guys, if you can go visit Dottie and help her get her subscribers back. Let's build Dottie's channel so that she is immune from anyone ever bothering her again. Sniper says, when you realize that none of your thoughts are your own, it helps the soul understand why you were here. Absolutely. Well said, Sniper. Stuart says, good evening, people in the back. Stuart says, sorry. Polio says, nice way to put it, squirrel. Dottie says, morning, Stuart. Could I ask you to check in if you're still subscribed to me? Sniper says, I hooked your notification. Oh, Stuart, sorry. The S at the beginning is throwing me. I hooked your notification bell, Dottie. Dottie says, I've had an email from YouTube, Eric. What's it saying? So let me read one more thing. This is from Thomas Merton. This is from the book that I'm reading. A tree gives glory to God by being a tree. For in being what God means, let me start again. A tree gives glory to God by being a tree. For in being what God means it to be, it is obeying God. It consents, so to speak, to God's creative love. It is expressing an idea which is in God and which is not distinct from the essence of God, and therefore a tree imitates God by being a tree. It's the same for us. Being your essential self, being authentic, being who you truly are, you are expressing the will of God for you to be. You're not an accident. None of us are an accident, my friends. You are meant to be absolutely who and what you are, not who and what you think you are, not who and what you believe you are by chance of ego. Who you are is of and only of the heart. True love, essential love. Be that, and you are being the will of God. How amazing is that? Let's see. Daisy says, Johnny sins? Absolutely. That's me. You just happened to stumble upon me and my 6,000 subscribers. Johnny sins. Let's see. Stuart says, you're welcome, Dottie. Dottie says, I just wanted the URL, name of channel, and screenshot of my YouTube studio analytics. Got you. Man, Polio, that's beautiful. So a tree with branches of good. So a tree with branches of good. I like how Alan Watts said of it. By the way, our friend Ian Watts is related to Alan Watts. Alan Watts says, as a tree branches and the ocean waves, the universe peoples, the universe selves. We are an expression of the divine. A tree's branches is a prayer to God. A flower buds as a prayer to God. The ocean waves as a prayer to God. We, love, as a prayer of God. If you are doing anything that is not of your essential nature, if you are doing anything that is not absolute loving kindness, you're not offering a prayer to God. Stuart says, put water in a cup, it becomes the cup. Put water in a pot, it becomes the pot. Be water, my friends. Nicely said, Stuart. Daddy says, just sub to Gaga. Nice. Yoga says, Eric, what do you think about the lineage thing in yoga? I have so many questions after Mr. Joyce the mice, who will take the Ashtanga mantle. I'm thinking a lot about impermanence. It's awesome that you're thinking about impermanence. How can there be a lineage in impermanence? There's only energy. There's only energy. To me, the lineage of every origin, remember, Ashtanga yoga, in the physicality of its practice, only dates back to the early 1900s, right? So how can it have that the true lineage of anything is always of the heart? Every time there's a battle for lineage, every time someone tries to step up and claim it, it seems to me to be a step removed from the actual lineage itself. To me, Goga, you and what you do, man, when I watch you do yoga, you are the lineage of that. Your life is your lineage. Your life is a lineage of your teacher. I wouldn't even bother concerning with politics. To me, the lineage of Ashtanga Yoga is Goga and all that he does. Stuart said Bruce Lee said that. Yep, he, of course, Bruce Lee being Chinese, very influenced by Tao Te Ching. And the Tao Te Ching is so poetic in its expression of water. Before reading through A Course in Miracles, we read 81 days of the Tao Te Ching, and there was a lot of references to water. Gogo Sadati, thank you. We'll return in a day. Hey, Eric, how are you? Eric says, hello, friend. Just got out of work. How is everyone doing this morning? Doing good, my friend. Hope you had a good work day. Foley says, I wonder why I was always climbing up a tree as a child. Because you were innocent, you were loving, and you were being part of that prayer of tree. As kids, we knew that. We knew all of this. We just forgot it. Anthony DeMello, a great, he was a Jesuit priest. As well, he was East Indian. He was a yogi. What a great combination. He tells a story that once when we were kids, we looked up in the sky and we saw these magically winged creatures soaring through the air. And we never tired of watching them because it was magic expressed. It was mystery. It was God. And some well-meaning adult came along and said, oh, it's a sparrow. From that moment on, we never saw magic. We simply saw a sparrow. The next day we shrugged and we said, sparrow. I've seen sparrows before. And we walked away. We lost our innocence. That's leaving the Garden of Eden. When we put a label on everything, when we no longer see the divine energy, the holiness of life itself, when we put a label on every single thing, this is good, this is bad, this is holy, this is evil, everything has that label. We no longer see the magic and mystery of the world. When Polio was a kid and climbing a tree, he was part of the magic. However, this is why Jesus said, be as little children. Return to the innocence, return to the garden. Because in truth, we never left. In Genesis, it says that God caused Adam to fall into a deep sleep. Yet nowhere in the Bible does it say Adam ever woke up. We only dreamed we left the garden. We only dreamed we were kicked out of heaven. This is why Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven is within. Wake up. And we're back in heaven. But we got to wake up. The Lingo says, Stuart, yes, I knew it. I used to watch Bruce Lee movies when I was a kid. So that is why I remember it. A lot to be learned from Bruce Lee. The Lingo says that is what Bruce Lee said in an interview. Oh, the Lingo said, Stuart, wow, I think I heard that before, but I'm not sure. I think Bruce Lee said that, brother, on an interview, if I can remember. Goga says, I love that energy. Let's see, Goga says, Eric, you always remind me of Ty Lundrum. He has that same perspective on religious thing. He says it took him 15 years to transcend beyond. Let's see, I'm not familiar with Ty Lundrum, but I'm going to look him up. So it took him 15 years. It's going to take Goga an instant. Just an instant. Because like I said, Goga, when I watch you do yoga, you are a pure expression of it. And when I see you teach in your classes, that's the yoga of Goga right there. Not just what he does on the mat, but what he does on YouTube, what he does when he comes to my live stream. It's the presence of love. Yoga is the realization of love, union, bridging together that which seems separate to that which is always present. Polly says, nice explanation, Eric. Thank you, my friend. Sampi says, water is the softest and also the hardest. Cut stone and metal like butter. Just know how to use it wisely. Absolutely. Look at the Grand Canyon. And the Grand Canyon is not even all that impressive as a canyon. It is when we look at it. But there's canyons in other parts of the world. Canyons in the Copper Canyon in Mexico that are deeper, wider, and more majestic than the Grand Canyon. Every canyon was carved by water. and not by a big swoop of water, not by a flood, but a continuous expression. Imagine your love, who you are, as a continuous expression, fluid and in motion, and the changes that will take place through the course of your lifetime just by continuously giving yourself away as love. Stuart says, Squirrel, you got it, brother. Cypher says, water is also memory, so when we speak, it is recorded forever in the ethers. Jace says, water is also warm and wet and makes them bubbles smell great. All hail bath time. All hail bath time. Polio says, bubbles are good, Jace, like my like my bath. Let's see. Sniper said, I was going to say that too, Sniper. Jace, congratulations, joke of the day. Stuart says, oh, Yogi, brother, why bring up bubbles? I wasn't the one who brought up bubbles. Oh, it was Jace, sorry. Polio's laughing. Sniper says, laughing. Wrong smell, let you off. What I'm afraid of is bubbles with little bits of spaghetti floating in it. That's what I'm worried about for Jace. Oops, I'm sorry, Eric, I missed your comment up above. Eric says it was a rough day, but feeling better now. I'm here, my friend. Thank you, Eric. I'm sorry that it was a rough day. Stuart says, I thought Jace lived in the swamp. When you fart, you get jacuzzi bath for free. Foley says, I want my bubbles to smell divine. How could they not? So here's a quote from Mark Twain. This is one of my favorite quotes on forgiveness. Forgiveness is the fragrance released from the violet upon the heel that has crushed it. So forgiveness is a fragrance released from the violet upon the heel that has crushed it. So when a heel crushes a violet, the essence, the fragrance, that's forgiveness. So polio, every time you fart, you can just say, hey, it's the essence of forgiveness. You are breathing in the essence of forgiveness. Stuart says, Jason, it's struck. Stuart says, it smells like wet dog. Polio says, laughing, gotcha. All right, so every one of us, we've told our one fart joke allotted for the day. I gotta say, I'm impressed. You got it all out of the way at 5 a.m. for me. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out and take my walk. Jay says, so there's like a turbo, reuse gases. Stuart says, wait till later on. What can be left? Everyone's told at least one fart joke. Here's something for you guys to consider. Anytime someone farts around you, you are now breathing in air that was just moments ago in their butt. Consider that. Oh, Stuart says, I haven't. Well, that gives us something to look forward to. This is true. Stuart hasn't. I'm looking back in the chat. Stuart has saved, you know, as Squirrel Sniper says, If you only get one, make sure you use it wisely. And look at Stuart. Stuart didn't waste his fart joke for the day. He's saving it up. I don't want to place any undue expectations on Stuart, but I'm expecting something big. Jace says try chewing it. Oh man, that took things to the next level, Jace. Delingo was laughing. Stuart says that's why Scotland smells bad, just because I'm breathing in all the farts from you guys across the pond. I apologize. I apologize for my part. Hey, you all should be thanking me though. As a vegan, my farts come out smelling like a flower. My farts come out smelling like a salad. It's you guys, the meat eaters. You're the guys letting off the stinky gases, man. I will wait for everyone to say thank you for my contribution, my vegan contribution to the world. Stuart says it's worse when Scooter gets his finger pulled. I will not participate in the pulling of fingers. Jay says, happy hump day to you all. Happy hump day to you, my friend. Stuart says, nah, Yogi. Foley is laughing, gives us a thumbs up. All right. I don't know, Stuart. I think that was your fart joke right there. Scotland smells bad because I'm breathing in all the farts that you guys are around the pond. I think that might have been it. All right. I'm going to head out. I got to take my walk. It is 5:32. Guys, appreciate you listening to me, and even more so, I appreciate the laughter. It's the best way to start my day. Stuart says, your vegan farts are worse than a biohazard. Hey, when you're sniffing a flower, when you sniff a rose, you are literally breathing in a rose's fart. The gases of a rose. I don't hear anyone complaining, oh man, that flower just farted in my face. Think of my butt as a flower, and you're welcome. Polia says, take care, Eric and chat. Take care, Polia. Jace says, thanks for another great live. Thank you, Jace. Jace says, cow vegan fart. Yep, everyone should thank a cow today. We are cleansing the world. One fart at a time. I will wait for the next live stream for everyone to say thank you. Stuart says, I got a cow to eat. Let's see. I will leave you to it. That's another reason you should thank me. More cows for the rest of you guys. Once again, you can thank me in the next live stream. All right, guys. I'm going to go. I'm going to take my walk. I appreciate everyone. And I will see you later. If you're around, come on by, like 1 o'clock. Jace, are you going to be live? I have you up right now. I have your channel up because I kept expecting to see your live stream. But hopefully soon. Jace says, peace and love. Peace and love to you, my friend. Stuart says, love you. Love you too, my friend. I'll see everyone later. Take care.